Senator Susan Collins has joined a bipartisan effort to protect law enforcement officers. The Protect and Serve Act would make knowingly causing or attempting to cause bodily injury to a law enforcement officer a federal crime. The law would apply to not only federal law enforcement, but also state and local officers in circumstances where the federal government can establish jurisdiction over the case. The National Fraternal Order of Police reports 378 officers were shot in the line of duty last year. 46 of those officers were killed.